The ANC Youth League Elective Conference resumes this morning in Johannesburg after delays throughout the day yesterday. The conference is being held for the first time in 8 years. Pule Letshwiti is the front-runner for the league's top job after meeting the threshold to compete. Other candidates will have to be nominated from the floor. eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones is following that story for us and joins us live from the venue now. Pule, you spent most of the day there yesterday, and scenes we're kind of used to when it comes to these ANC elective conference, and now it seems it's full steam ahead with the paperwork having been sorted out. What's the latest from your side?
Yeah, well, definitely. I'm just looking on the side. As you can see, I just saw NEC member David Masondo actually arriving here at the Omonde Registration Center. I'm wondering why he's here today, but of course we'll try to get that information from the national organizer of the ANC Youth League, of course, being the task team. I'm joined by Zwelo Masilela this morning. Zwelo, thank you very much for speaking to us. I'm sure it's been a very busy 3 days for you guys in preparation for conference to finally begin. Why is Mr. Masondo here this morning, and where are we as we stand?
Okay, good morning and to the viewers. You know, we are done with registration for the National Congress. We are now cleaning up the credentials report with the Secretariat and the Steering Committee and the Credentials Committee, which we will then table to the National Congress for consideration. Because we had to be thorough with our process. We had to be thorough with our process, having to ensure that we register as much delegates as possible, and we register the correct delegates. We have to be thorough, much thorough, go through all the required checklists before we could register delegates, so that our process is above reproach. And we can indeed confirm that Congress is starting now. As you would see that most of the people that you would have seen from the scenes of yesterday around this vicinity, there's no more the sort of activity that was here, because most of the people would have registered. I can surely say well above 85% of the delegates would have registered, but we will table the accurate numbers at plenary, because the team, I'm still having to go back with the team to really reconcile the numbers and present to plenary. But indeed, Congress is ready from the look of things, and that obviously will be tabled at National Congress. It is for delegates to deal with that, but we're satisfied with the process.
How have you dealt with the issue of disputes? Of course, there are those from other regions, such as Vembe, and I spoke to others from Limpopo as well, Polokwane to be much more precise. They were quite concerned about the issue of disputes not being handled properly and other delegates not having to register. Are you quite confident that you've handled that process quite well?
Like I'm saying, that's part of the reason that would have delayed our registration, because we have to be thorough and meticulous and ensure that anybody who even attempts some litigation or any sort, they have little room to succeed against our processes, because we would have to be very meticulous, because unfortunately, or rather, our country and our organization has fallen into the processes of litigation whenever we're engaged in our organizational process. But we would have followed all the processes according to our guidelines, roadmap to Congress, and all prescripts espoused by the Constitution of the ANC Youth League.
Tell us from your honors, what time are you expected to begin, and who will be opening Congress as well?
I can safely confirm that the Secretary General is on his way to NASREC as we speak. The National Coordinator, Comrade Sondo, just left before we took on this interview. She's on her way to NASREC to ensure that all other delegates are on the way. Provinces have left, hotels are proceeding to NASREC. Some delegates are at NASREC. Congress is scheduled to begin now at 9. It's an open session, and I think the Secretary General will open Congress and will receive the required reports. And in yourself, as the media in the open session, you will be welcomed, and you will see for yourself the delegates that are there, and we'll take it from there. And I think Congress will begin, and we will wait for its logical conclusion.
Thank you very much. Of course, that's the national organizer of the NYTT ANC Youth League as well. Of course, being at the forefront of ensuring that everything is prepared and runs as per accordance. What we understand now is that it'll be an open session. The conference will finally get underway, and that the ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula will also have his opening remarks and obviously speak about the organizational report as well. And then it'll be closed session where the organization will also discuss, amongst other issues, the credentials. From there onwards, will then only later move into the process of the nominations and, of course, voting processes before the leadership is elected.
Okay, Pule Letshwiti-Jones bringing us the very latest there from NASREC, where all ANC eyes will be focused on over the coming hours. And we, of course, will continue to bring you the very latest.